Previously, Donald Trump has promised to help out the Iranian protesters if Iran ends up massacring and killing everyone. And that's what happened that's what happened. And we've seen plenty of body bags and dead protesters in Iran. But yet Trump has done nothing. No military action like he practically promised. And now Trump has told Iran has killed and has halted killings amid mounting protest pressure. This is just showing that he's backing down. He's betraying the Iranian people. He promised that he would do something, that he would actually protect and actually help the Iranian people. But he hasn't. And now he's seen as betraying them. And I argue that he has. This has, in fact, led to even the people that are on our side saying that Trump has betrayed them. Here's the main person in charge of that's the person that's being rallied behind in Iran. Here's what he said. Iran exiled Crown Prince appeals to Trump to be a man of his word. Basically saying that he has not been a man of his word, that he's not done what he's promised, that he's not doing what he set out to do in Iran. And I think he has. If Trump doesn't do anything soon, he will lose the support of the people from Iran. And right now, it will lose a major possible ally in the Middle East if the Ayatollah was toppled. So, Trump had a major shot of getting the Ayatollah toppled. There was popular protests. There was millions upon millions of people in the streets protesting against their conditions, the oppression from the Islamic regime, the economic situation. And guess what he does? He does nothing. He does nothing to help them after he promised he would if Iran ended up shooting on protesters. This is betrayal by Trump. Betrayal. Even though it's not betrayal to the American people, it's betrayal to American interests. America has a major interest in the Middle East. They are the area with one of the highest levels of oil reserves in the world. You see it with Saudi Arabia and how we have a very strong relationship with them. We see it how UAE has a ton of oil. Iraq, Kuwait, Oman, and plenty of places that have plenty of oil. It's a very strategic area. So, with Trump not doing anything, and actually, we've lost a possible big ally. And what was the best scenario for the protest to happen? The best scenario was for the protesters to end up being able to topple the Iranian regime without any violence. And that obviously failed. But the second best option for the U.S. was to the second best option once the protesters were fired upon. The second best thing that could have happened for the protest was the U.S. actually coming in and taking out the Ayatollah, taking out Khamenei and the leadership there. Because guess what? Now the Iranian people would see us as a major ally. They'd see us as someone that helped them out in a time of need and helped them reestablish a secular democracy and take out the regime that was oppressing them. But now there's no good options for if the U.S. wins in this situation. At least not for the U.S. Because now the Iranian people feel like they've been betrayed. And they won't see the U.S. as an ally if they have a sense of betrayal that is left from Donald Trump. We've broken a promise. We have no credibility with the Iranian people now. It's the worst move that he could do is not do anything. That at least some action would be better than nothing. But he has done practically nothing. They did have it do a 25% tariff, but that is nothing. In fact, that makes the situation for the people in Iran even worse. Because remember, this started out as an economic protest. Trump's inaction on Iran, in my opinion, is one of the biggest foreign policy blunders I've seen in a while. Because we could have also taken out a major funder of China and Russia, our two major enemies on the international stage. Iran sends plenty of oil to China. In fact, I believe that's where around 60% to 40 to 60% of their oil comes from. It comes from Iran. And if Iran is now in U.S. interests, first of all, we get a large portion of that oil capacity. Is now the U.S. it's now back on the open market, and the U.S. and China and Russia's China and Russia's interests are now out of Iran. So we benefit that way. Another thing is the fact that now that there's more, Iran is more open, there's more likely to be a lot of oil on the oil market. So gas prices go down, and the American people benefit from that because cheaper gas prices mean more energy and lower prices pretty much across the board as everything takes energy. So this is a big blunder by Trump, the fact that he's not doing anything. And the fact that he's actively said, basically backed off of his position. And this is, I was really excited about the stuff that was going on in terms of foreign policy. We just overthrew Venezuela, and now we have a whole bunch of oil. Then then Iran was in chaos, and it was likely to see the Ayatollah fall. And the U.S. now has access to a lot of oil, and the only beneficiary to China in terms of oil would have been Russia. But now it's not happening because of Trump's inaction. And this is also harming the Iranian people too, because this is what happens in Iran. This is what happens when the Ayatollah cracks down. Bodies upon bodies upon bodies appear on the ground. In fact, according to CBS, over 12,000 feared to be dead after Iran protests, as video shows bodies lined up at morgue. The people were slaughtered. Trump did nothing, even though he promised. And now he's not it seems like he's actively betrayed. He's not standing with the people. He's not doing anything in terms of foreign policy in the region anymore. Now, I get that he was wanting to back down on a lot of foreign policy stuff, no foreign interventions, but that's clearly not true anymore. He did it in Venezuela. He ended up taking down the Iranian nuclear facilities with the Fordo bombing and B-2s going in. But that does not... And that clearly shows that he's willing to do military operations. Yet he doesn't do it when taking out the leadership would have been made the protest practically secured the entire nation and their interests of the Americans in the United States within Iran. Secured all those interests. Got rid of all the Ayatollah. Made it a lot easier for the protesters to actually get rid of China and Russia within the nation. Get rid of the Islamic terrorist funder that is Iran. They fund Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthis. Houthis actually is a large reason why importing has become a decent amount more expensive. They took out a lot of the shipping at the Suez Canal. They've been attacking ships over and over and over again. And that's why you don't see you've seen a decrease in the total shipping capacity that is going through the Suez Canal. And that's what's actually resulting in higher prices for U.S. citizens and people across the world. So, if you take it out, additionally, they fund other terrorist groups that actively threaten the U.S. mainland. In fact, Hezbollah was in Venezuela. They were off an island off the coast, helping train people from Venezuela and their army. So if you take out this, you take out that key leader, that key funder, it makes it easier for both Venezuela to be overthrown, the leadership there, and secure our oil interests there. It makes it easier for, it makes it so there's less stuff in China and Russia within Iran, less oil needs there. So I don't get why that Trump didn't do anything. People there were calling for it. People were supporting him. People were wanting to make Iran great again. Yet, Trump has betrayed that mantra. Make places great again. Make America great again. Make Iran great again. He's betrayed his founding mantra of make America great again. And it's at this point, Trump has made so many moves that I don't like, that he's losing pretty much almost all my support. Although I'm just a small YouTuber. I can't help him. But people around the world, besides just me, and people in the U.S., have feelings similar to mine. In fact, you've seen it with plenty of polls recently, that Trump has not done well in those polls. And that's because he's being inactive, not doing things that are necessary for the U.S., not doing what needs to be done. He's been inactive. He promised to be more active this year, and this time around, and on a large portion he has been, but he's not going far enough. He's not going to what he needs to be done. He's not doing what needs to be done. And I just hope that the Republican Party ends up getting someone into the presidency in 2028 that's actually willing to do what needs to be done. Because once you get someone in that's willing to do those things, things will get better for the country. Things are already slightly improving, but they need to be improving a lot faster for our nation to actually survive and actually grow in terms of wealth and life expectancy and overall happiness within our nation. So I just hope that someone comes in. What do you guys think will happen with this? Do you think that do you think that Trump has not done enough to help Iran and the protesters there? Do you think that, or do you think that his decision not helping Iran is a good decision? What do you guys think? Tell me down in the comments. Remember to subscribe, share this with someone you know, and we'll see everyone next time.